what happened during the Abacha administration.
There were some uprisings.
Exactly. So it's not a new thing, especially for the people in Kaduna State. But it has never been so serious.
But now that they've seen the activities of Boko Haram, I'm wondering if we shouldn't take them even more serious.
Yeah, but still we have to have the patience and the restraint to wait for the thorough investigation, judicial inquiry, and so on. And for the military one, using my experience, is a standard where there is a breakdown of law and order, and where the military involved, there is a format which they have to arrive at, and hold the commander responsible in the place. And if you notice, the general officer commanding the 1st Division in Kaduna, he has been making, a deeper explanation on the television. I have seen one of the action they are taking. And the military is the most less likely to accept breakdown of law and order, because in the end they suffer more than any group. Look at what is happening in the northeast.
Yes.
The casualty, the army is suffering.
That's why we're afraid.
Okay, Mr. President, let's move on to economy. We'll most likely come back to the issue of security, and may I use this opportunity to just let our viewers know that Mr. President will be taking your questions in the last 30 minutes of this conversation from about 8:30. Your questions you can send via Twitter. The hashtag to use in defining it to make it easier for us to be able to take those questions will be hashtag Ask Buhari, one word. Hashtag Ask Buhari, it's only one word. You can tweet at me, mine is Kaidia Kintemi, and you can tweet at Channels Television at Channels TV. Mr. President, coming to the issue of the economy, we'll come back to security later because it's a big issue for Nigerians as well as corruption. But on the economy, some of us are returnees from different parts of the world. And one of the things that worry us the most is what worry a lot of people who are doing business, bringing foreign direct investment into Nigeria. They want to be able to take their money out of the country. There is a big issue with our foreign exchange. Mr. President, we're at that point now where people are saying, should we be looking very seriously at devaluing Nigeria's currency, Naira? Would you support it? Would you approve it?
Well, there's two questions there. Would I support devaluation? Personally, I don't want to. Why? Why don't I want to support devaluation? Again, I have to digress here for you to understand the way I think. When we came in 1983, 84 to 85, we don't know how much debt Nigeria has accumulated in 4 years, 3 months of the Second Republic. And I was privileged to be part of Obasanjo's government. And I was in petroleum for 3¼ years. And I know that the administration handed over a relatively secure economy and a physically secure country to Second Republic, with some foreign exchange, with some security in terms of less armed robbery, less fraud, and so on. But by the time the military came back again, 1984, nobody knew how much Nigeria was owing. Don't talk about any foreign exchange, foreign reserve. It has disappeared. Now, the situation now is aggravated by the downturn in the petroleum industry. I think it's about now 35 to 37 dollar a barrel, $37 per barrel. And then we have this debt service of about 1.5 trillion naira. We have such commitments on the ground now, contract and so on. And we have to reorganize the NPC to make sure that we introduce treasury single accounts so that we will know what gets in and get out. Before there were so many accounts. For example, about 45 accounts in NNPC alone. In the military, that means Army, Navy, Air Force, Ministry of Defense, about 70 accounts. Who can preside over that? Only God can do it. But then there is a way. Treasury single account. Everybody must have only one number. If you are number one, you have number one. Then you can have A to Z. But everything goes to A. Whether it is AX or AB, okay, you can find out, you can trace it. And you will be amazed with that we have moved about 1.5 trillion naira into the central bank. So these are the measures we are taking. But the insecurity in the country, the downtime, the petroleum industry, very unfortunate developments for this government. But they are a reality of the situation which we Nigerians have to face. And then the previous budgets, you please check your records. Over 90% were overhead. Which country can develop without capital projects? So people just sit and share money in government. No productivity, no capital projects, to hell with infrastructure, no power, no roads. We're in very, very bad shape.
Okay, we're in bad shape, Mr. President. Having said that, a lot of economists have said very clearly that the Naira cannot be consistently defended with very minimal resources that the nation has. Shouldn't we be seriously looking at devaluing the Naira? And if that is being looked at, will His Excellency, Your Excellency, would you approve it? Devaluation of the Naira.
I need to be convinced. If you devalue the Naira, against what?